Hi everyone, welcome to our next video on learning to Moodle. I'm just going to go really briefly over the different types of activities that are most commonly put in our Moodle course. I will not be explaining how to set up each of those in this video. It's just to kind of give you an idea of what's usually available. The most important thing to point out is that activities in a Moodle course, the things that you see on this main page, are actually separated into two categories: activities and resources. And there's two ways that you might see this pop up by default on your instance of Moodle, and you can change this preference. But when I turn the editing on, I right now have the activity chooser on. The activity chooser is nice because it gives you all of the icons and shows you what they look like. The most common ones used in our Moodle classes are the assignment, the attendance in face-to-face classrooms, the discussion forums, as well as the quiz assignment are usually the most common ones that are used within all the classes. The thing about activities is activities have a grade attached to them. By default, it's 100 points and it's automatically added to the grade book. Resources do not have grades attached to them. They are typically the things that we are just handing out. The most common ones are files, labels, which is just to help organize the page, page content, which is a little bit different. You can think of it as having almost an online page to just write out instructions, to link videos and pictures, and kind of almost like a little mini freeform web page within your class. Most common use in our classes is for the steps to completion at the beginning of the week, as well as kind of a place to put the mini lesson and instructions for the week. And the final one is a URL that just takes you somewhere. The other way that you could see this being done, after you get used to it, you might prefer it, instead of having this activity or add activity or resource, on my administration block, if I turn the editing, well, I want to keep the editing on. If I turn the activity chooser off, instead of having that, I just have a drop-down list of the resources to add and the activities to add. Personally, I like that because I know what the icons look like and I know what those things are. It just allows me to really quickly get to the URLs and the page. The one thing I will show you how to do, because I don't use the add file very often, even though I add a lot of files to the course. Instead of adding the file through that way, if I have my editing turned on like I do here, I can just go into my folder on my computer and I can grab whatever file I want and drag it over. So there's a Word document. Here is a video. This one's going to take it a little bit longer. Well, not too bad to upload. I don't recommend doing videos that way. I just showed it as an example that you can add all kinds of different materials to the course. Pictures you could do. Let's just jump over to images and grab an image like the happy face. When I add an image, it says, do you want to put it on the page or just add it as a file? So if I add it as a file, it's just something that they could download. If I add it on the page, oops, I didn't do that right. If I add it on the page, it actually just puts the image right on the page for me. So that's a really brief description on how to add the different activities and resources. Just remember, resources do not have grades attached, but activities do. In the next videos, I will be showing how to actually edit the different settings for each of the different activities, or the most common ones: the assignment activity, the forum activity, as well as the quiz. The quiz is not quite, I don't know, a lot of adult classes don't use the quiz as predominantly as undergraduate classes. So it may or may not be useful to you, but we will have a series of things on how to create a quiz and get the settings set up for that. But otherwise, hopefully that helps you as you get started understanding what all of the icons mean on your page, how you add them, and in the next videos how you can edit the settings for them.